We are really concerned again, as we know that crime recorded by police has risen by 7% in our town. This includes the missing person search, which started in February and has gathered all emergency services available. Not the first time in our peaceful little town. Now it's a young student who arrived by public transport 2 months ago and was last seen at a pub having a snack and then disappeared. Well, he was supposed to attend classes at Ashton Academy, but he never turned up. His parents and friends are trying to find him. If you have seen him or know of anything connected with him, his name's Gregory Temple.
Hello, Lynn. How are you doing?
It happened again, Kim.
But what the hell? What are you talking about?
The same old story. What happened to Christopher 2 years ago?
Has happened again. Another young man is missing.
Christopher? Ah, yes. Christopher Mulholland, your boyfriend.
He probably left the city because he couldn't make ends meet.
He had no money for the college tuition and perhaps he was too embarrassed to let you know he was penniless.
Kim, that is what you said. But I found his parents, and the fact is, they never saw him again. It's a mystery. Now another young man is missing. It's like the Agatha Christie story I read. I'm scared to death.
That's bullshit, you know. You read and read stories. Do not do this, you won't sleep well.
Kim, please, you have to help me find this missing guy. His name is Temple, Gregory Temple, and he was last seen outside the hotel, and then he vanished into the air.
You're infuriating. You're really getting me crazy now. Listen, why don't we meet tomorrow at the coffee shop at 6? I'll introduce you to my friend Alex, who studies criminology. You'll see.
Well, yes, Lynn. I want to be a cop, a detective, perhaps, or social media researcher. I don't know.
But it has nothing to do with the collection story you'll be reading. That's fiction.
What you need is critical thinking, develop analytical skills, and communication skills too.
How do detectives solve crimes?
But we don't know if it's a crime yet.
Yours is a missing persons case. Your problem is huge because a long time has passed.
Chris disappeared ages ago.
But look at my list here. I go hospitals, family. His parents use social media to reach out friends. I even made posters. But we couldn't find Christopher Mulholland. Now I'm trying to track this new missing guy, Temple. I already done online research. Was he abducted?
And well, lots of questions. Where did he go? Who did he speak to? How he disappeared from the face of the world? No phone contact. Very strange. Can we help find him? Where was Temple last seen?
He could have been seen even here. This place is so close to his college. Why don't we ask the waitress?
Yeah.
Sherlock Holmes will be proud of her. So we started looking for witnesses. Sometimes public help can be useful.
Guys, this is Rhoda, and she remembers Mr. Temple.
Well, yeah, I can't forget anything. It was my first day in the job, and when I approached him, he was so nice and so sweet. Can I help you?
Yes, of course. I just have your morning breakfast, if you don't mind. Just menu number 2.
Menu number 2. Okay, I'll be right back.
And please, can I ask you something? I'm new in the place here in town, and I'm looking for a place to live.
Do you want to rent an apartment?
Not immediately. Perhaps in a couple of weeks or so.
In a hotel? Or a guest house, do you think?
A hotel could do. I'm so tired after a long journey, and I have to show up tomorrow at Ashton Academy. You know.
I know. Class starts the day after tomorrow. Well, sir.
Call me Gregory.
Okay, Gregory. You've got to take the O Street here, then turn left, and go all the way down the road. You will see a very large building. It's a hotel. It's a Bell and Dragon. It's a very long walk from here. And with your suitcase, you're ready to take a taxi. And I think he did it. Well, it was winter and it was cold. And he was so hot.
Well, let's try to find a taxi driver.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah!
Well, yes, lady, yes. I seen already told the policía last week. He was a very polite young man. And we talked a lot about how convenient it was to live in a hotel.
So you did take him to the hotel?
Yes. I stopped here and he got off. He could see the Bell and Dragon on one side. On this side. But I think he was considering taking a look in the guest house in the area.
He never checked in at the hotel. Never.
What? Why are you asking me all these questions? Who are you people?
Who we are? We want to help the police. You were the last person to see Mr. Temple. Are you sure you're not a suspect or a person of interest?
What? What do you mean? Why are you saying such a thing? Me, a suspect? You want to help the policia? You help the policia. Officer, here, help me!
Well, this is very serious, young lady. You are not professional. Do not interfere. This woman is not a suspect.
I'll sue you, you'll see.
But you do not take our concerns about the missing man seriously.
I see. You have criticized police.
Only one of many locals.
What do you say?
So, our investigation have concluded.
Oh, no. Neighbors are seeming quiz. We showed them all these pictures, but nobody recalls anything significant. We've searched for both guys for weeks.
I suppose you appeal to the public to report anything suspicious.
Well, of course.
But this is what we are doing.
For you, it's a photograph. Just a photo.
A review should be ordered to look into how police handle missing person cases.
If this goes on, you'll be the ones to go behind the bars, eh?
Will be there more police presence in the area, I think.
So the police weren't sympathetic. There was no evidence, but we had built up our own suspicions. The only thing we could do was ask for help. And there was our friend Abby, a very clever girl. Our plan was quite simple. Well, this is what happened.
Come in. I saw the notice on the window.
Yes, I know.
I was wondering about a room.
It's all ready for you, my dear.
I was on my way to the Bell and Dragon, but the notice in the window just happened to catch my eye.
Oh, but my little girl, why don't you come in out of the cold?
How much do you charge?
£15 a night, including breakfast. But if that's too much, I can reduce it a bit. Do you desire an egg for breakfast? It's only 14 without the egg.
I should like very much to stay here.
I knew you would. Oh, and let me help you with your coat.
Sure.
It is not very often I have the pleasure of having a visitor in my little nest.
I should have thought you'd be simply swamped with applicants.
Oh, I am, my dear. Of course I am. But the trouble is, I'm inclined to be just a teeny-weeny bit choosy and particular, if you see what I mean.
Oh, yes.
But I'm always ready. All in this house is always ready, day and night, just in the off chance that an acceptable young lady like you come along. And it's such a pleasure, my dear, such a great pleasure. when now and again I open the door and I find someone who is just exactly right. And now, here is your room. I hope you like it. The morning sun comes right in the window, Mrs. Perkins.
Miss Weaver, Abby Weaver.
And you can turn on the heating any time if you feel chilly.
Thank you. Thank you ever so much.
I was beginning to feel worried. I'm so glad that you appeared.
Oh, you mustn't worry about me. Thank you.
Oh,
Yes.
before you go to bed, could you be so kind enough to pop into the sitting room and sign the book? Everyone has to do that because it's the law of the land. And we don't want to go breaking laws at this stage in these proceedings, do we?
Hi, Kay? I mean, it's nice in here. Yes, very quiet. The old girl is slightly dirty. And we're lucky. It's only, guess how much? No. Only 15 a night. Who gives a damn about that? Yes. No, do not worry. Very quiet. A kind lady. Slightly off her rocker. Okay. You too. Bye then. Love you guys. I could have sworn it was alive. It had me completely fooled.
Alas! Alive? No longer.
It's most terribly clever the way it's been done. It doesn't look in the least bit dead. Who did it?
I did.
You did?
Of course. And have you met Basil O'Reilly and Tommy?
God gracious me. How absolutely fascinating. It must be awfully difficult to do a thing like that.
Not in the least. I stuff all my little pets myself when they pass away. I learned it from my father. Oh, my memories of my childhood. I was so happy. He was a real master. Milk and sugar?
Yes, please.
Your tea's all ready for you.
Thank you.
There we are. How cozy and nice this is, isn't it? Oh, and do not forget to sign the book.
Oh, yes. Of course. And here's the guest book. And here's my name. And address. Oh. There are 2 other entries on this page. And their names are Christopher Mulholland. And the second one is Gregory Temple. Well, I've heard those names before. They're somehow familiar.
Oh, how interesting, Miss Perkins.
It's Weaver.
Oh, yes, how nice. Another cup of tea, my dear?
I'm positive I've seen those names somewhere. Maybe it was in the newspaper, in the headlines.
Oh, my dear, I don't think they were famous. Such charming boys. Both of them. They were extraordinarily handsome. I can promise you that. They were so handsome and nice. Just exactly like you.
Look, the last entry was 4 weeks ago.
Oh, how time does fly away from us all. Doesn't it, Miss Wilkins?
It's Weaver. Weaver. Weaver.
Oh, of course it is. How silly of me. I do apologize. I'm 1 year and out of the other. That's me, Miss Weaver.
Well, you see, both of these names, they seem to be sort of connected.
How amusing, my dear girl. But come over here now, my dear. Sit down beside me on the sofa, and I'll give you another cup of tea and a ginger biscuit before you go to bed.
The tea tastes faintly of something bitter. Leather? Walnuts?
More sugar, perhaps? I remember Mr. Mulholland. He was a great one for his tea. Never in my life I have seen anyone drink as much tea as dear sweet Mr. Mulholland.
I suppose he left quite recently.
Left? But my dear girl, he never left. He's still here. Mr. Temple is also here. Both of them. Together.
But they haven't been seen.
Oh, how old are you, my dear?
19.
Oh, it's the perfect age. Mr. Mulholland was also 19. His teeth weren't quite so white, but you have very beautiful teeth, Miss Weaver.
They're not as good as they look. And Mr. Temple?
Mr. Temple was a little older. And yet, I could have never have guessed it if he hadn't told me. There wasn't a blemish on his body.
A what?
His skin was just like baby's. You did sign the book, didn't you?
Yes.
That's good. Because if as I happen to forget what you were called, I can always come down here and look it up. I still do that with Mr. Temple and Mr.
Mulholland. No other guests here.
No, my dear. Only you.
You've got the magic touch. It makes me glow so much. It casts a spell. It rings a bell. The magic touch. I didn't know too much. And then I felt your touch. And now I've learned I can return the magic touch.